Hey, what's up? This is Ekis, and thank you for listening to the GameXPresents podcast. Make sure to follow GameXPresents on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Google+. But for now, please enjoy the show. Okay, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of GameXPresents, the podcast. This is episode 14, and this is Eki speaking.
This is Stuff.
And this is Victorino.
And us three are back at it again with this new episode. So what's up? How's everything been going, guys?
Everything has been good over here.
And it's great. But you, Vic? We haven't heard from you in a while.
Well, pretty much booked till this week. Then I'm free.
All right, you're gonna be good.
Yep, I'm gonna be good.
You're gonna read that book that we told you to read about how to do a podcast.
Podcasting 101.
How to speak in a podcast.
How to get your mouth up in there in the microphone when talking.
Like real close by. So the mic can get your attention. Get your attention.
What?
Yeah. So.
Ooh.
So, what you guys been up to? Any new gaming news? Any new gaming you guys have been doing, or
the only gaming we've been doing is the one you've been doing?
Yeah, we've only been watching you play,
watching you spectating, bullshitting, then actually doing one mission every like. But yeah, it's you want to talk about your experience on this. Since now you become a better gamer than us.
No, far from it. But I have been playing, I purchased Grand Theft Auto 5. And we've kind of been playing that a lot. So if this podcast is late, if we've been missing episodes, you can blame that. Yep. And really, they should applaud the fact that GameXPresents care so much about games that they would just do that, right?
Yeah, play games. but still, we have no proof that we were actually doing it because we're not recording any of it.
So anyway, Grand Theft Auto 5. I bought the game thinking, the whole... Everybody was talking about Grand Theft Auto 5 and how beautiful it was going to be and all that. So I was kind of like, okay... I'm not really into Grand Theft Auto games, but I kind of feel like if I don't play this game, if I don't even try it, I feel like I was doing something wrong. Like to me, it sounded like it was one of those games that you had to at least try.
Mm-hmm.
So I figured, I'll just buy the game and I'll just, bullshit in the game for a little bit. Kill some prostitutes, some cops.
And drive the cars.
Drive through people with the cars. All that kind of stuff. That's usually what I've always done in a Grand Theft Auto game. I have never cared about the story at all. I don't know. The stories have just never really caught my interest.
Mm-hmm.
However, with Grand Theft Auto 5, I like I said, I bought it to just kind of bullshit around. And eventually I did a mission here, and then I did another mission, and eventually I ended up doing a heist. And next thing I know, I'm playing just to do the missions. Like I was actually really into the story, which has never happened with the Grand Theft Auto 5 game for me. With the Grand Theft Auto game for me. So yeah, like every day I was looking forward not to just fooling around. I was actually looking forward to continuing the story, and I got really into the story, and eventually I finished the story. And I don't want to give any real information about it, but it was a good story overall.
Yeah, and I can kind of like when we would show up to your house, like that's like, okay, we're gonna play some Grand Theft Auto. It was like for a while it was like a little tradition. And then time just goes so fast when you're playing that game. Like you don't even notice. Like we would show up to your house like at 5, and then it's already 12, like midnight. And we're just like you would do a mission, and then we would like bullshit around for a little bit, then do another mission later on.
I'm not a big gamer anymore. I don't think I ever was a huge gamer, but I found many days that I would be playing Grand Theft Auto 5, and I look at my watch and I'm like, holy crap! Like I've been playing for 4 hours straight. so then you kind of force yourself to stop, but you just pick it up again as soon as possible.
Yeah, and so and it's just one of those games that, even though like I've watched you play some other missions and I kind of have a feel for what, obviously I didn't see all the missions, and it's still something that, man, I wish I could play. Obviously there's other reasons why I cannot play that game, or I've decided to abstain from that game until later, until maybe like in 2 months. Because
it will kind of take over your life.
Yeah, it will.
So if you have studies to do or anything like that, you probably shouldn't.
Although there was one part.
You're a high school student.
Yeah, if you're high school, then who cares about school?
No.
But
that message is not.
It's not endorsed by Anarchy Live
or GameXPresents.
It's my own opinion. No, but still, I remember being in high school and like playing until midnight and still go to school, but now you have like jobs and responsibilities, it's different.
Yeah.
But I do have to say that a lot of people who hate on GameX, who hate on,
hating on us,
Grand Theft Auto, like there's a lot of like good social commentary and good like things that happen in the game that you can actually bring up in the college classroom, which I brought up once. It was with you had done you just saved one of your friends, Franklin, and they were having a conversation, and that conversation was like gold. I guess we were just like listening to what they were saying, and we like couldn't understand half of the stuff they were saying. But it was like, I think like the just and that kind of like made us think about all the voice acting that goes into it. People who talk about it's just a video game. But look at all the detail that game has.
Yeah, my friend Ryder, he tends to mention a lot that a lot of people hate on Grand Theft Auto 5, but really they shouldn't be hating on Grand Theft Auto 5. They should be hating on ourselves, because Grand Theft Auto 5 is nothing but a mirror of our society. A lot of times people are like, oh, they show this and that on the game. Well, that is the way we are. That is what we do as a society. And instead of focusing so much on how bad the game is, maybe people should focus more on trying to change society from being that way.
Yep. GTA is a parody of real life.
Yeah, it is, and people don't seem to understand it. It's like, you don't like the game? Good. Now go out there and do something about it. Not about the game, about the reality that this is how a lot of us live.
Yeah, like focusing on the games, and look at what's going on in real life. With the government shutdown and all these, they're just acting like idiots. Just like as the game portrays politicians to be.
So how do they expect people to do better? And, when I say this is how we live, I don't mean, we don't go around stealing cars and shooting people, but
doing crime.
But,
it does happen.
It does happen quite a bit. For a lot of people, that is their only way to live. So,
yeah.
And wasn't that the same reason you bought GTA 4? Just to screw around and you actually beat the game, Eki?
Oh yeah, like of course, the whole thing of Grand Theft Auto 4 is, to just bullshit around, but sometimes the game does capture you, and you do like Grand Theft GTA 4 actually was fun for me, like for the missions and everything. But like a lot of times you would just mess around, and now that the game's over for you, you think you're gonna keep going back and messing around and stuff,
or you're gonna wait for the DLCs.
I don't know. I think, I've been kind of going back and trying to do some of the little missions that you can still do. Because, I finished the game, but I'm still at only 80% of the total thing. So there is definitely some missions that I can do, but these are like little annoying side missions. So I'm not sure if I'm going to get too much into them.
And the collectibles.
Yeah, I don't usually get into the collectibles or anything like that. I am kind of sad though that that the story's over because it was fun. Like I'm like I wanna see more of these people. So hopefully there will be some DLC with some continuing stories and stuff.
Yeah, there will be like for the liberties of the episodes of Liberty Cities. They probably will add new characters, new stories, build on that.
Now, Ekis, how do you feel about GTA 4 now that you've played with GTA 5?
Yeah, it was pretty interesting because like I remember when I played GTA 4, it was like a nice game and everything. Like I was impressed with it, but then like really like after playing like Grand Theft Auto 5 and then going back to 4, I was like, man, 4 is a piece of garbage. Like graphically, everything, like it was lagging. Like I would all the flaws would like pop out right away, and like I would like when we were playing number 5, we would like steal a helicopter and we would be like flying for like a long time to get to the other side.
Yeah.
But in Grand Theft Auto 4, I did it like in 1 minute, like not even like 30 seconds, and I was already at the other side of the map.
So you would say that there is a big difference between
there's
4 and 5?
There's a big difference.
Okay, because some games apparently don't seem to have much of a difference.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm referring to this one article about a specific game, although I think this happens quite a bit. Some people were very upset with FIFA 14.
Oh, yeah.
Because apparently the game looks exactly like FIFA 13. All they did was change the rosters a little bit, update them, and then they're selling you like the exact same game for the exact same price.
Yeah, and 14 looks the same as 13, and 13 looks the same as 12, and 12 looks the same as 11. Maybe a little bit different from 10, but yeah, that's like the pattern for almost any sports game. That you really don't need to improve anything for the next year other than the roster, and maybe they'll add like one more special feature on it. But like the menu system is the same, the graphics are the same. There's no like real any real difference. Some people are saying that they changed the engine for FIFA. I don't really see like a big difference. So
I don't know. I think for sports games, a lot of times like you can only get them looking so good, Like once you have the characters all looking nice and the field looking nice, it's like what else can you really do with it? So I guess the way I see it, I'm like, okay, you guys made a really good game. That's great. Now, instead of releasing a new one every year with the updated roster and basically the same graphics, why not just like sell cheap downloadable content that just updates the
like
roster?
A $10 roster update.
Yeah,
like,
that's what they did with NFL 2K NFL. They would actually make the new game like only $40, and then when EA Sports bought the rights to the NFL franchise because they were scared.
Well, yeah, I mean, and then well, there is Pro Evolution Soccer, but I don't. Do they have the licenses? They only have the license for the European teams, I believe.
Yeah, not
but like in terms of international teams, they don't have the license.
No,
there's one of the things where it's kind of like EA Sports is like a monopoly.
Yeah, there are
because they control the licenses, so there's really no competition for to go against them, and that's bullshit to me. Like you shouldn't. One company should not control a license for like sports.
Honestly, the more I hear about EA, the more I dislike EA.
And you should be really upset with Activision.
What did Activision do now?
Oh, Call of Duty, same game.
Oh,
different story.
Yeah, I guess that's.
But EA Sports is like controls
with
the licenses.
EA, they just seem to be, I don't know, extremely full of themselves. Like I know they were one of the first, if not the first, to completely dismiss the Wii U. They were like, we're just not gonna make any Wii U games. And you just hear stories about EA, like
Because even that, like the whole thing they make you do with like to put in a code for, I think it's called Origin.
Which one?
Like
Yeah.
EA,
Yeah,
you, in
Origin.
order to like access online gameplay, you have to have this code. So if you buy a used copy, you don't have a working passcode, so you have to buy it.
yeah,
So it's like even if you buy a used game at like Media Game Exchange, which is in our area, even you bought a used game and you want to do online game, you're gonna have to purchase a license through them anyway. So that's kind of
that's
not
messed up.
gamer friendly. But yeah, it's EA Sports just like seems to like, and they and a lot of the projects they work on or they fund, they rush them like because they want to just like get it out there. So and that's kind of like what they did to Mass Effect. They since EA Sports, EA, they I guess they bought BioWare and they basically rushed Mass Effect 3 out real fast, and so the BioWare team had to like rush the product out and did not complete the ending how they intended to, which caused a lot of problems. A lot of gamers who enjoyed the franchise to get upset because this was a rushed product and the ending was not what was originally intended. So, it's just one of those things that EA is just like rushing so many things that they what's it called? They try to do quantity over quality.
Yeah, I'm remembering this. So one time I was listening to this other podcast from Leo Laporte. He was actually talking about this Simpsons game on the phone that is made by EA, I guess. And it's one of those free games, but they get you to buy kind of like their money with your money so that you can get ahead in the game. And there's Leo. He actually had bought over $300 worth of in-game money.
Damn.
So his Simpsons game, it was like great. He had everything because he had paid so much money for it. But apparently then there was a glitch, and every time he would try to go in, it would just crash the game. And apparently if other people tried going into his park, it would also crash the game. So I remember him talking about how he tried getting with EA, and they were basically just completely unhelpful. Like they wouldn't help him at all. And he was very upset because, you have this game, you've spent so much money into it, and there's like absolutely no real customer support.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's why I'm like, the more I hear about EA, the more I dislike them. It just sounds like they're so full of themselves.
Yeah, EA is nothing but a-holes.
I wonder, I mean, I'm guessing like the higher ups are, like, I'm pretty sure a lot of the developers there are like, they're doing it because that's a job, but they hate the fact that they're being rushed. And
yeah, and I would guess like any other type of artist, they probably hate the fact that their name is attached to something that is incomplete. Like even me,
exactly.
At work, whenever I do a program that doesn't work right, I don't, because if it doesn't work right because I did it wrong, I'm okay with that. But if it doesn't work right because I had to do it wrong in order to please somebody else or please somebody else's deadline, then I'm like, don't even put my name on it, because I don't want to be associated with something that's wrong because of you.
And maybe this is something EA needs to understand. Look at Rockstar. Grand Theft Auto 5 was supposed to come out in the spring of 2013. But, Rockstar was like, you know what? We want to do a real good job on this game. We don't want to put out some garbage. So we're going to delay it until September. And look what turned out. They made such a good game, and it sold, what, $1 billion in the first, how many days?
First 3 days.
Yeah. So look, it doesn't matter if you rush the product out just so you can make money fast right away. They're not thinking about the long term, legacy, or not legacy, but like long term, like respect for your company.
Yeah, GTA 5, it became like I don't know the exact title, but basically the fastest selling, or the entertainment something that made it to $1 billion in sales first. So it only took 3 days to make it there. The movie Avatar took 16 days to get to selling $1 billion. So,
that's a testament to like the power of video games. And a lot of people are saying that like the video game industry is going to have another crash. But if they keep pushing quantity over quality, then it will. But as long as there's companies like Rockstar who actually care about their games, then there shouldn't be a video game crash.
And Naughty Dog,
yeah, there's another one. And
Bethesda.
And Valve,
Nintendo.
Nintendo.
I mean, Nintendo, at least they do quality when they make.
They sure don't do quantity, but
they do quality. But it, sometimes that quality it takes way too longer than expected. Which to talk, there was reports that the Wii U had like a 600% increase in sales in the UK, all thanks to Wind Waker HD.
Actually, it's 685%.
685%, almost 700%. Thanks to Zelda.
Now, hold on. Remember that when you don't sell that much,
I know. So basically they sold.
If you sold 10 and now you sold 20.
Yeah, hey, but it's just a testament that a game can actually increase your sales,
even if it's just a remake.
And it's a remake, Yeah. Okay, this should be like a flag for Nintendo. Okay, let's remake Mario 64 in HD. Let's remake the Ocarina of Time in HD.
There's a few that I would.
Star Fox
if
64
they were real
in
remakes,
HD.
like this one, it's not like a real remake. It is HD, but it it's not like the whole graphics were remade.
Yeah, they just like made them sharper.
Now, if they want to take Mario 64 and like really make it HD, like really badass graphics, I would buy that game in a heartbeat.
I know, and they need to do that. Like they just like smooth out, like make the polygons better.
Yeah.
Add a couple more details.
Yeah, that'll be so like even like the Star Fox 64. I want them to remake that. Like just remake everything from the Nintendo 64.
Yeah,
you don't have to make new games. We'll take old ones, just remake them.
Because the old games actually had good stories.
And they were like, at that time they were kind of like seen as original. Like
Ocarina of Time in HD.
Just remake all those games in HD, and I'll buy them like a sucker.
Yep, we will.
Well, yeah. So a video game, and then what I even say today, because by the time this podcast comes out, it'll probably be like 2 weeks ago
or tomorrow.
Maybe
it won't be tomorrow.
Not guaranteed tomorrow,
but soon.
So as of, I'm not even gonna say the date, but I was real close to buying a 2DS. Because I thought you were joking that the 2DS was out. I was like, why don't you get a 2DS? I'm like, you kidder. And
you
then
jester, you.
And then I saw it. I was like, I grabbed it, and I was like, really like considering buying it. And I convinced myself that there'll probably be a bundle during the holiday season, so I'm just gonna wait. But I really wanted to check it out. I don't know.
I
was curious because they didn't have it for a demo. That sucked.
Yeah. I would love to play with it. I would love to see how it feels.
To play with it?
Yeah. I want to see how it feels in my hand.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to. I wanted to hold it in my hand.
Yeah, see how the controls feel. But would I buy it? Yeah, if I had the money. But right now, personally, I'm just like not buying anything because I'm just waiting on that Nexus 5.
And the only reason I was going to buy it was because I wanted to buy one for my nephew. But what I was going to do is I was going to like before I gave it to my nephew, I was going to like play with it a little bit just to see if it was...
just to make sure it works.
Yeah, make sure it's work, make sure it's good, and then put it back in the box and then give it to my little nephew. He's 5 years old, so I didn't want the 3D to mess up his eyes.
Plus, at that age, I think the 2DS is great for any younger child.
So, I was good. So then I just decided, maybe in holiday seasons or like Black Friday, there'll be like a 2DS bundle with like a Mario game, and then and for the same price, so I'll just probably do that. But yeah, I wish they had a demo so I can kind of like feel it, how it feels in my hand. You Best Buy.
What they have it?
Huh?
The what?
If they had the
Open.
like
The
the open.
display
Yeah.
model.
Okay.
yeah,
I was gonna say because they did have it. You
no,
just decided not to.
No, at Radio
Yeah,
Shack.
I mean they'll
Radio
probably
Shack.
like the hell. But by holidays they're gonna have some kind
Yeah.
of deal. So
Yes,
why
I can
buy
wait.
it now?
Yeah, why buy it now?
We can wait.
Yeah,
Don't worry. The next podcast will probably be after the holidays anyway.
probably.
Yep. And and they're probably gonna make a retro 2DS, make it look like the original.
That'd be cool.
A retro one.
They make the 2DS with like the old school controller, the scheme.
Yeah,
That would be
be
cool.
interesting.
I would buy that right away if they had.
Anything else?
Let me see. The new Pokemon came out already.
Yeah, new Pokemon. Anybody
Pokemon,
play
yeah.
that?
No, I was
Not
actually,
my cup of tea, but
I was actually looking at the trailer for it, and it is cool. Like if you have a 3DS with no games, that's a good game to buy because it really like shows off the. And I think it's like because that game is slower paced. It's not like it's a Star Fox where you're fast paced. So it's kind of like you can kind of like what's it called?
Take your time with it.
What was that word? You can like actually like pay attention to the detail of the 3D because it really has a good 3D perspective that will be good for. It's an actual good 3DS game. So I'll probably get that once there's like a 2 for buy one get the other one half off
Yeah, there's two people.
or something like that. I wouldn't buy it at full price though
Never full price.
because GameXPresents is cheap.
Yeah, we're really cheap production.
Yeah, so that's why we don't have the latest games on as playthroughs because we have to wait till our budget doesn't allow it.
yeah, our budget of 0.
Yep, that's why we're playing PS2 games right now.
So Rockstar, I know you're listening to this. If you want to send us some copies of all your games,
Yeah, it's not gonna happen.
No,
EA, I know we were talking garbage, but give us some games.
I want a
You
PC
want to make
GTA
us
5.
happier? You want a what?
A PC GTA 5.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be a while.
That's gonna take a while.
A year
Well,
at
they better
least.
I'm trying to think of what my next game should be, and I figured I kind of want to watch a movie, so I'm thinking maybe Beyond Two Souls might be my next.
Is that a game?
Oh, it's a game, but it's
kinda like a
apparently
movie?
from what I hear, it's basically a movie.
It's like Heavy Rain.
Yeah, from the same people actually.
Oh, okay, it's cool.
But apparently in Heavy Rain, there's even more gameplay than this one. So who knows?
Oh, yeah, well, I'll do a playthrough with you.
Yeah,
I'll bring my.
It sounds like fun.
I'll bring my recorder and we can actually do a playthrough.
With commentary.
Or just watch, I guess, because
Or just watch, or put a camcorder in front of the TV and record.
we're just gonna watch the movie, like a 10-hour movie or something. No, but I honestly don't know anything about that game. But I've been hearing
Yeah, it
some
seems
people seem to
interesting.
like the story. Other people seem to just hate the fact that there's so little actual gameplay in it that it probably shouldn't even be called a game. Personally, I'm like, sometimes I like that. A lot of times I play games because of the story. And true, I could just watch a movie, but a movie is usually like 2 hours long. Like you're not gonna get the kind of story that you get in a game in a movie in that little time.
Exactly.
Unless you're watching, like the full Lord of the Rings trilogy extended edition.
Well, see, that's the thing. That's kind of like we had discussed. I don't know if we ever discussed it on a podcast, but it's something we've talked about in the past, where that was the whole point of DVDs. Because because you can like choose, so that's cool. 'Cause it's like a movie where you get to choose the actions you want to do.
Exactly.
So I would definitely play like a Metal Gear Solid game where I don't play, but I just get to choose like, okay, I go this way or I do this action.
Yeah, I'll be okay with that.
Yeah, and that's the whole interactive part of like that I would enjoy in the movie.
Yeah, and yeah, like you said, it was the whole idea of DVDs, and I think only the porn industry ever used it. So I hear.
The porn, they're progressive people.
But I think for most movies and stuff, they decided, that's too much work.
Yeah. So see, video games is taking advantage in that.
Which brings me to our last point of the day, because we are out of time.
Hey.
What was my point? I forgot what my point was.
No,
We didn't write it down.
not good.
No. So on a video game, you spend around $60.
Sure.
Going to watch a movie, you spend around $12 nowadays just to go in.
Yeah, a regular.
So is paying $60 on a video game, even if it's something like Heavy Rain, where you basically just watch it for like whatever hours, do you think it's worth it?
In terms of like things like Heavy Rain, like
In terms of the amount of entertainment, like a lot of times people say, oh, video games, they're like $60. That's so expensive. But at the same time, we do pay over $10 just to go watch a movie for 2 hours. So when you compare the amount of entertainment that you get from a $60 video game like Grand Theft Auto 5, where I spent like 2 weeks just playing, versus, me going to go watch 6 movies, in a way, it's like the amount of entertainment you get on a $60 video game is totally worth it, because you are being entertained for a lot longer.
Yeah, for a game like Grand Theft Auto, then it's totally worth it. $60 that you get a lot for your money. But there are some games that don't deserve to be $60. Like there's some games like thinking like Terminator Salvation, which was like a 4-hour game, and it came out originally at $60 price. It wasn't worth $60. Like a lot of the movie license games, those are not worth $60. But like Grand Theft Auto, which actually values production and quality, then it is worth it.
And FIFA 14.
No, FIFA 14 is not worth $60. If it was $30, or just like even if you had to pay like a $20 DLC to for your roster, then but not $60. Like just wait till Black Friday. I'm pretty sure it'll be like $20 or like.
So anyway, I definitely believe that when judging whether a game is worth it or not, people really need to take into consideration how much entertainment you're getting out of it. Because we tend to complain about, it's only, it's like $60 for a stupid game. Yeah, it's $60 for many hours of entertainment usually. So again, it seems worth it.
Yeah, and especially if you have little kids, it's $60 too much to spend for them to be quiet, give you 1 hour of peace every day.
I think most parents would agree that it is totally worth it. All right, we are out of time. Anything that any of you wants to add?
Anything else?
Are you looking forward for the new Dragon Age?
Dragon Age, I don't know anything about that.
Yeah,
although if does EA Sports, I keep calling EA Sports. Is EA developing it?
No, they're publishing it.
They're just publishing it?
Yeah, but I think BioWare is making the game.
They make BioWare made the other one, right?
Yeah, they made all of them. They made Mass Effect and there was
as long as they don't do it like number 2 and they go back to like how it was number 1, I'm down for that. I'm down with OPP.
Like me.
Yeah, me too. All right. So
okay. Thank you for listening to GameX Presents the podcast. This is Ekis.
This is Stuff.
And this is Victorino.
Wishing you a good night.
Or good day. If you're listening on your car, you should pay attention to the road.
Yeah.
Was that for that
hopefully
tree?
We didn't put you to sleep.
Yeah.
Watch out for that.
You probably shouldn't be listening to this when you're driving.
Yeah. This is like white noise.
Yeah, it is. It will put you to sleep.
So, good night. If you're in a car, good night. Good night.
What if it's like during the day, in the morning?
Hey,
they're going to sleep anyway because we're boring.
All right. Good night.
All right. See you, Elijah.
Bye.